with the music. Your hat is whack.
Hello and oopsie. Hello and welcome everyone. I just realized my microphone wasn't plugged in, and welcome to a big show today. We've got some amazing news. As most of you already know by now, XRP has won the case against the SEC. Now, it's not a complete win. We're going to dive into that and explain what the actual win is and what it means for you. We're also going to look at the CEO of Celcius also being arrested now. Also, Bitcoin ETFs in Europe about to be launched, and a lot of other great news is happening in the market. It's a good day for crypto and Bitcoin today. XRP is up like 85% or something. Bitcoin is now trading well over 31,000. Things are starting to look good. We've been telling you guys for over a year now that the bear market is not going to last forever, and you've got to stick with it. You've got to continue accumulating and piling up your crypto because the bear market will come back sooner or later. We'll be speaking about the Bitcoin halving being the trigger for the next bull market, and that's only 9 months away. So some people out there are saying that we are back in the bull market, but I don't agree. I don't think we're back in the bull market yet. I still think we're in the bear market. I think things are starting to heat up. We're going to see prices going up between now and the end of the year. And then I think the real bull market will start around April, May next year. And then things will start to really heat up. And then we're going to have a lot of fun. A lot of people end up getting wrecked because a lot of the retailers who are not getting involved now will probably come in at the height of it again, like they've done in the past, and then get wrecked when Bitcoin crashes and call Bitcoin a scam. This is why you guys who are listening to us right now are doing the right thing by understanding this industry now and getting involved now so that you can start reaping your rewards in the next in the upcoming bull market. Before I forget, guys, make sure to register for our Future of Money event happening in just about 3 weeks from today, or from yesterday actually, so just under 3 weeks today, on the 3rd of August 2023, 7 p.m. Australian Eastern Standard Time. The URL is there down the bottom underneath, so if you're looking at this, just look underneath here, the URL is there. And we would love to see you guys. There's going to be great new content, great new information, a lot of great things is going to be covering, so we'd love to see all of you there. Now, without any further ado, let me get started and go right into today's news updates. Hang on, we've got a comment here. Who do we have a comment from? All right, I have no idea who it is, but someone sent me 4 love hearts. Okay, I love you back. Thank you very much. I got a feeling it's Denny. For some reason, Denny, whenever you send a message, I don't get your name, and then I go back into the group and I see your name there. So if it is you, hey Denny. If it's not you, I'm sorry who it is. I don't know the name, and I can't really check while I'm on the screen. All right, so let's look at the news highlights, guys. And we're going to go over to Cointelegraph. Oh, look at that. Cointelegraph. They've got the same tagline as us, the future of money. I just realized that. Wow. All right. So breaking. Judge rules XRP is not a security in SEC case against Rriple. CEO Brand Garlinghouse recently opened that the case would end soon, but the fight for crypto wasn't over yet. So Rriple Labs scored a victory in the United States District Court in the Southern District of New York on July the 13th, as Judge Annalisa Torres ruled partially in favor of the company in the case brought forth by the SEC dating back to 2020. According to the documents filed on July 13th, Torres has granted summary judgment in favor of Rriple Labs, ruling that XRP token is not a security but only regarded as a programmatic sale on digital asset exchanges. However, the SEC also managed to notch a victory of its own, as the federal judge has ruled that XRP is a security when sold to institutional investors, as it met the conditional set of the Howey test. The SEC lawsuit sought to compel Rriple to stop offering its XRP token under the premise that XRP was a security and thus required additional regulation. Defendant motion for summary judgment is granted as the top As to the pragmatic sale, the other distributions and Larson and Garling House sales, and denied as institutional sales. So what does this actually mean? Basically, what it means is this: if you buy XRP from exchange, then this is not a security. But if an institution buys XRP directly from Rriple, then that is considered security because they are expecting a profit. So that's the fine line. Like we're not completely out of the water yet. I know a lot of people are celebrating. A lot of people are happy. I'm happy because we actually got some clarity, especially for us as retail investors. Now we know that if we win, I'm going to buy XRP directly off Rriple. It's not something that they do with retailers, so you'd be buying from an exchange, and therefore, it's not a security. This is going to be good news for other tokens and other cryptos in the United States. Hopefully, those powers to be in the United States are starting to change their tune, and they're starting to become more favorable as we go into the next bull run. Next up, we've got CNBC, and inflation rose by just 0.2% in June, less than expected as consumers get break from price increases. The consumer price index rose 0.2 in June and was 3% from a year ago, the lowest level since March 2021, excluding food and energy. Now, you got to look at these guys. This is where they get you. This is where they put the hype information in the news to get people to think that the inflation is not rampant. They're saying excluding food and energy. Now, most of us in the world, food and energy is what we spend a lot of our money on. We spend on housing, on food, on energy, on clothing, just the everyday living stuff. So they've taken out food and energy, and they said, well, only rose was 0.2% and 4.8%, respectively. Soft gains in food prices and decline in used car and airline prices help keep inflation down while shelter prices continue to rise. So housing is still going up, okay, because what has happened is people are stuck in loans that they got in back in 2020, and because of the rate increases, they can't really get out of them, or they can't really sell because they're stuck in they're probably stuck in like a low interest loan, so they don't want to get out of it. But when these low interest loans start running out and they're becoming variable from the fixed, a lot of people are going to start getting out of it. So workers' wages has adjusted for inflation increased by 1.2% from a year ago. Now, 1.2% wage increase versus a 4.8 inflation increase is not keeping up. We're still behind 3.6%. Okay, so with the average worker is still behind 3.6% on what's happening. So even though they're shaping it to look like it's great, the reality is interest rate is still inflation rate is still 4.8%, and the Fed will most probably still be increasing rates over the next month or later on this month. Moving on to a European first Bitcoin ETF set to launch 12 months after 12 months delay. European digital asset exchange traded products have so far been structured as exchange traded notes. So this is now saying that for the first time in Europe, they are going to have a Bitcoin ETF. Now, they've had Bitcoin ETNs, which is exchange traded notes, which is not actually owning the underlying asset. It's a debt towards the ETN that has the assets. Now, an ETF actually means that the person that owns part of the ETF owns part of the underlying asset. So it's a clearer, more direct way of owning Bitcoin. Personally, I would never touch an ETF. You're better off holding and buying your own Bitcoin. And we're going to see why. You're going to see what happened with Celcius, with BlockFi, a lot of these other places. And you're going to see that that having your own Bitcoin in your own wallet is the best way for you guys to store it, because it's the only way for you to have self-custody and be in total control of your tokens. All right, let's look at the market update. And we are going to see a sea of green because of what happened with XRP. Obviously, it's big news because the whole XRP thing in the US and the market over there, and a lot of people who tried to stay away from crypto because of that. They didn't know what's happening. Will everything become security? Was Bitcoin the only one that's going to be commodity, et cetera, et cetera? Now we know that XRP is not a security if you're buying it through an exchange. If you're buying it as an institution, then it is security. Still not very clear, but we are here where we are. So looking at this, we pretty much have a sea of green. There's only like Maker and XEC. I don't know what that is. that are in red. Most of them are XMRs in the red, but majority is in the green, which is good, which is what we want to see. We want to see the market pumping. We want to see altcoins coming back. I might start doing that soon. Next up, we've got Bitcoin. We've got the Coin 360, and we're seeing Bitcoin's over $31,000. This is a huge news. It's probably one of it's been over $31,000 for almost a whole day. I don't think it's done that for a while. Ethereum's over $2,000. BNB's $2,259. XRP is at 78 cents, and Cardano is still at 36 cents. However, what is worth noticing here, guys, is that the Bitcoin dominance is still 47.78%. Very, very strong dominance in Bitcoin, which is what's stopping the rest of the market from pumping. What you want to see is the dominance of Bitcoin to go down for the alt market to go up, because when dominance goes down, it means that people are investing in the alt market and altcoins now. So Bitcoin is still strong and still going strong. It is the king and will always be the king, in my opinion. Looking at the fear and greed, we are at 60, which is one of the highest we've seen in a while. So greed at 60, 57 yesterday, 55 last week, and around 46 last month. Okay, now let's look at what's happening over in Twitter. And we've got here, and this is, guys, if you've got this, look up this guy. He's got some great books. So this guy's saying this is how he became a Bitcoin advocate. He started learning about Bitcoin through these books, and he names the books that he's been reading. So the Bitcoin Reformation by Turu Demista, Master and Slaves of Money by Breedlove, Bitcoin obsoletes all other money, Economics of Bitcoin as a Settlement Network, the Bitcoin Central Bank's Perfect Monetary Policy, the Bullish Case for Bitcoin, Bitcoin becomes the flag of technology, Can Governance Stop Bitcoin, Bitcoin is time, Everyone's a Scammer, Bitcoin is Venice, Stone Ridge Shareholders Letter, Bitcoin Miners Beware, Bitcoin is better, Why the Yuppie Elites Dismiss Bitcoin, Decentralization, Why Dumb Networks Are Better, Shelling Out the Origins of Money, It's the Settlement Assurance, The Great Game, Bitcoin Reveals Exchange Rate Manipulation, and last but not least, Bitcoin and Me. And one of my all-time favorites is always Bitcoin, the Bitcoin Standard by Saifuddin Amos. It's nothing to do because he's Lebanese and I'm Lebanese, but I do like that book. All right. Moving on, Jesse Myers, and he goes, Mashinsky, CEO of bankrupt lending firm Celcius, has been arrested in New York, finally. So it feels like yesterday that this guy was talking about how Bitcoin maximalists are terrible for encouraging people to take self-custody. So you got to see what these guys are doing. This guy, a big-ass criminal, has rehypothesized Bitcoin and everything else, and then what he's done is through Celcius, they lent out a lot of Bitcoin, a lot of crypto. They weren't able to make their payments, and the whole thing collapsed. And now he's finally arrested. But he was telling people not to hold their own tokens, which is completely opposite to what we teach. You should always be holding your own tokens. Last but not least, from Twitter, we got Dr. Profit, who says the second largest investment company, Vanguard, publicly announces to invest $500 million in Bitcoin mining. Meanwhile, the world's largest investment company, BlackRock, files for several Bitcoin spot ETFs. The largest and second largest investment companies must know something we don't. Well, they don't. They just know what we've been talking about, but they know something the general public don't know. This is why it's so important right now to be educating and orange pilling and telling your friends and family to get into Bitcoin and get into crypto, because the future is in crypto and in Bitcoin. You don't want to be stuck in CBDCs, which is what we've been talking about for a while. Last but not least, let's look at adoption highlights, which is one of my favorite segments, because I love to see how the crypto adoption is going. And first up, we've got over here, Google Play allows NFT integration in apps and games. Now, you guys remember in the last bull run, there was a time where gaming just went through the roof. Now, Google Play is actually allowing people to be able to, or developers to have NFTs and tokenized assets in games. So in the future, you're going to be able to play a game and you buy an NFT in the game, or be able to build a game. Like, for example, you buy a sword and you level up that sword, you can sell it and use it in another game. It's a whole new world of gaming. But basically, the conclusion here is, developers can now use games, tokenized assets in games, and people can sell and trade these games. And this is great recognition of the value of Web3 and is Google's commitment to fostering a thriving ecosystem within the app marketplace. Moving on to more NFT news from Cointelegraph again. So this is looking at interactive NFTs that fit the future of sports. Vegas Phoenix Sites NFT Collector. So basically what they're doing here is they're turning towards NFT sports memorabilia. Now, if you are a sports fan, and I'm not a huge sports fan, but a lot of people who are sports fans, they love sporting memorabilia like jerseys, etc., etc. And now we're moving to an age where they can actually get those on through an NFT. This article talks about Andy Murray for his 10th anniversary of tennis star winning the Wimbledon. So it describes his first explosion, describes itself as a world first exploration into the marriage of fine art, high-performance sport, and data science. The teaser video reveals how the art is a visual representation of the points played, including body movement across Murray's illustrious career as the remaining grass court tennis major. Other things is also the US Women's Golf Open art ball is also, there's an NFT for the balls. This one here is another one that has been pumping. This UFO one is also selling UFC strikes, sorry, not UFO. UFC games also getting NFTs. So a lot is happening in the NFT world right now, guys. And last but not least, and obviously we should be finishing on a high with Bitcoin. First Bitcoin futures contract debuts in Argentina. So according to Mudbar Rofex, the trading platform behind the investment vehicle, the first Bitcoin futures contract in Latin America has began trading. So Argentina welcomes its first Bitcoin futures contract on July 13th, just 13 months after the country's securities watchdog approved the underlying index as part of a strategic innovation agenda. So we're seeing more and more countries adopting Bitcoin ETFs, Bitcoin futures, Bitcoin this, Bitcoin that. So it is time for everyone to just really start looking at this, because the future is here with Bitcoin. If you're not involved and you want to learn, guys, please come to the Future of Money, because that's where you're going to find out so much more about how Bitcoin and what the future of money looks like. Okay, so great news today. A lot of big news. We've got Bitcoin pumping, XRP wins, the CEO of Celcius being arrested. Great day for crypto. Great future. The future is looking very great right now. I'm very excited going to the weekend. I hope you are, and I wish you all a great weekend. And I will see you guys on Tuesday. And as always, stay crypto and peace out.